Okay, well, that's
Give me a break.
obviously guys are not embracing that, so they got to change the rules.
Wonderful UFL defenders roughnecks, Briley Moore. One-handed grab, and then he takes the top off of the football and drinks out of it. Loved it.
Wait.
Defenders win 23-18. Not literally, Brew. It's just part of the celebration. Weird. Spurs, Sixers. Brew's guy, Wemby. I mean...
You mean what? The dude is sweet.
Just
like I told you.
It's considered a look-away three, but it's about 2 feet away from going in before he
That's what I
decides
was
to
going
look
to say.
away.
It was not as...
No, I agree
He
with
waited
that.
a bit, yeah.
33-18 and
Wasn't like
6.
Steph.
But Maxey had 52. Philly wins. Weird. Mets, Reds. Pete Alonso about to be hit by a pitch, but because he didn't move out, the umpire says, no,
He actually
you're not
moved
going anywhere.
into it.
Yeah, you're staying here. That was just a ball. Sorry, buddy. No way. No way. Mets are 3-6 on the year.
Okay.
Wonderful Cavs Clippers.
That should totally be allowed as long as you're not wearing the armor.
Oh, I buy that.
If you're not wearing the armor, you can lean into it.
That's
If you are, it's just a ball.
I like that you call it armor. Paul George drops
Look
Mobley.
who's hot all of a sudden.
Oh, Bruce, stop.
Now you're back?
Oh, you love Rip.
Brew, they allowed 80
They're my pick to get
in
a
the
conference
first half without Donovan Mitchell.
How many have they won? I think 6 of 7,
They
something
allowed
like that.
80 in the first half. This was not a good game.
Well, there's somebody
They won.
playing worse.
Wonderful
We'll get to
Mavs
that.
Rockets. Kyrie versus Dylan Brooks. Kyrie cooks up Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks having a nice little year, but that
Yeah,
was...
That's
got
your guy,
served
Wild.
on
It is.
You got rid of Anthony Edwards.
100%. I love Dylan Brooks. Mavs win 147-136.
This was a great finish.
Final weird. White Sox Royals.
Yes! I was watching this live.
MJ Melendez.
Yeah!
Look at this. One of your favorites. You know, if that didn't hit his glove, would have stayed in the ballpark.
You know what? That's not the one I was watching live.
you
He hit a
right.
go-ahead home run the next day with fan interference helped him as well. they reviewed it for fan interference, yeah.
Royals are now 6-4. He's thrilled.
Look, 2 games over for the first time in like a decade. Let's go, baby.
Check in on the Bucks, who lost again, this time to the Knicks by 14. Despite being under 500 with Doc, Giannis says they are not a losing team, but frustration is starting to take its toll on the Bucks, even off the court. Take a listen.
You go back home, you cannot sit down and watch Amazon Prime and be relaxed and, enjoy your steak and, I don't know, some guys drink your wine or your beer, whatever they drink, I don't know. Or for my case, do my Legos. Now, when I try to put my Legos in place, I'm like more frustrated, I'm like, hurting my fingers.
Locked in. Nick, do you officially want to change your pick? Oh, Brooklyn. Okay.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yo, do not try it. Look,
Okay, you asked me. Now let me go, please.
I know, but
you
you're
did your whole
like-
weird and wonderful the tap dancing. Let me go, please. Did Giannis seem concerned?
Not
Or did
at-
Giannis
not at all.
almost seem oddly calm and serene about what's happening? Because I know what you're thinking. What you're thinking is since we've last talked about the Bucks, they lost to Toronto. Now, granted, Dame didn't play in that game. And then they just lost to the Knicks with Giannis and Dame playing. And so this is 4 straight losses, 3 awful losses. And then the Knicks game Knicks are a good team, but they didn't play well in that Knicks game, they being Milwaukee. So how can you possibly believe in them? And the answer is you can't unless, of course,
don't say it.
this is part of a plan.
This is so weak.
Okay, well, let me
Not
just...
on your
let-
part, but
what?
Let me
this is
just...
the
Let me
take.
just
I got to hear this.
Okay.
'cause
I don't
think
know if you, Brew, have been locked into the Philadelphia 76ers, but I have been. They look awful scary.
Yeah.
They just got a great win without Embiid. Embiid's playing great. And I don't know how closely you've been looking at the standings, but the Sixers are not going to be able to climb out of that play-in spot. They're going to be the 7. They're going to win that play-in game and end up staying the 7. So if you're Milwaukee, I'm just curious. I don't know. Would you rather be the 2? Or would you rather fall
So lame.
to the 3 line because the NBA has not adopted pick your own opponent at playoffs, and because of that, they are incentivized to lose, get the Pacers in round 1. So, of course, I'd be a fool not to take your olive branch if I thought this was the real Milwaukee Bucks. But instead, they are doing the smart thing, which is ducking
Losing on-
Philly in
oh,
round
my
1.
Are you buying this?
Ducking
Because I'm
Philly
not
in
buying
round
it.
one.
I kind of buy it.
Yeah, why would you want Philly in round
cowardly.
1? Okay,
That's
well,
I'm going to give Doc
Call them
Rivers,
the Lions
Giannis,
then, but it's
Dame
smart.
more credit than that. They are not cowards.
It's not
You
about-
can't control it anyway.
What do you mean?
You don't know where you're going to end up.
You do.
No,
You lose and you go fall.
What's
This
to
is the
stop
easiest thing to
Cleveland
control.
or Orlando or any of the Knicks, any of these teams from thinking that?
You play Orlando twice. You
So
just
Orlando
lose.
could think the same
That-
thing, and we'll lose.
Orlando's
No.
young and dumb.
No.
They're just going to win.
You
They're like, oh, look at us.
play-
We're a 2 seed.
You play who's in front. In fact, honestly, look, I agree that Philly's dangerous.
Dangerous.
And if Philly gets Milwaukee in round 1, right now,
Philly's gonna
I'm
win.
taking the Sixers.
Yeah,
All right?
agreed. That's why you got to get away from it.
But don't you think the best time to play the Sixers, if you have to face them, would probably be early?
No.
Because
No.
you don't want, I think.
Yeah, you don't want Embiid back in the
Yeah,
flow.
he's still kind of, I mean,
I don't
want
want to play the Sixers at all. I don't want to play them at all. Hold on. Be honest, bro. It's smart strategy.
No,
It's not.
no.
It's a horrible strike. Can I show you Bucks
15 and 17.
under Doc Rivers? And this isn't recent. This is pre-All-Star. So when did they start this plan exactly?
2 weeks ago.
In your mind, okay. Then Doc is executing it perfectly. We should change the
He should be
picture
smiling.
into a happy one. And you know what he also did? This is just, I don't respect it. No, I don't like it, but I respect it. Bucks host the Celtics tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Either
get
way,
ready.
he gets to come out and be like, told you.
What do you mean?
Told you, they lost. I told you. Working exactly. Oh, they won. Told you they can beat anybody.
Hey, Wilds, I don't appreciate you implying to the audience that I'm strategically planning out my takes like that. I did a deep dive into the tiebreakers and the standings. I realized Philly's not going to be able to
What
pass
are you rooting
Indiana.
for tomorrow night, Bucks Celtics? What do you hope happens?
Oh, he's
The Celtics are going to win. The Celtics are going to. Philly's going to lose. Milwaukee's going to lose to Boston and then Orlando, and then maybe get it together right before. And it's like, oh man, well, that was a weird 2-week funk Milwaukee
and
went
you know,
through.
not
Now they
only-
need the Pacers. in
Not
round
only do
one.
they need to avoid Philly,
He versus Dusty tonight.
Start to think Jim Calhoun, system coach. Everybody wins a UConn. System coach.
Huskies are 6.5-point favorite over Dusty's Boilermakers. Brew, what are the chances that Purdue pulls off the upset?
I gotta say this first though. I mean, and we talked. Dusty is so melancholy.
I mean,
I
leave
don't
him
know,
alone.
I see no
he's
confidence.
so nervous.
I see
guys.
no confidence
Zero.
whatsoever.
Dusty's our
in
big
him.
Purdue fan.
Oh my gosh, it's sad. But anyway, I give him a 25 to 30% chance.
Wow.
5 to 30.
Yeah,
about
which I think is
27.5.
Yeah, about that. Now, I think the key is their formula is they got the big man, obviously Zach Edey, inside, and they shoot it well from 3. They're one of 2 teams in the nation that shot 40% from 3. So obviously the key is Edey's got to punish them inside to the point where they have to double him. And then they got to hit those threes. Now, that's the thing, because they got Klingon with UConn, who's 7-2. So he should at least be able to match up somewhat with Edey. So I think it's going to be a challenge. But if Edey can play well inside and they can hit their threes at a high level,
You guys shoot
then I'll
like
give them a shot.
50% maybe.
I mean, look, I've seen stranger things happen.
Yeah, but and this is dope because it's pretty rare actually, especially in the last 20 years of college basketball, to get the pretty clear-cut 2 best teams throughout the year to be able to play in the Final Four. I mean, if people watch this show regularly, whenever we would do our college basketball promos, like back in November or December, Wilds would be joking but serious about UConn or Purdue kind of toggling that 1 and 2 rating back and forth. And it is a cool matchup because it will give young people a bit of an idea of what professional basketball used to look like.
Yeah, I like it.
You know, where the focal point is a dominant big man is what I mean. You know what I mean? To where I understand. It's not exactly a perfect comp, but it's just
they play
through a 7-footer that they're going to live or die with. I am curious what UConn is how they're going to react to their big guy not being the biggest guy on the court for the only game they've played like that all year. And I want Purdue to win because I want Dusty to be happy and I want Wilds to feel pain. But I also can't get past this. UConn's not just 11-0 in their last 11 tournament games.
Yeah.
They have covered 11 straight spreads.
Oh, you love that.
Well, it's impossible, and the fact that I have not made $1 off it is just maddening. In fact, I think I bet against them a couple times last year.
Why did you do that?
Last year, and so you've been saying all year that no one can come close to UConn.
Yes.
And I'm rooting against you, but I think you're right.
So we think Zach Edey's going to get his. I think it's going to be very similar to what we just saw with Iowa. Like, oh, you have one star player. They're going to get theirs. But maybe if we can slow down everybody else, you're going to have a hard time really ratcheting it up. I have two things. One, do you remember LeVar Ball?
Yeah, I do.
Do we remember?
Remember LeVar Ball?
Wasn't that long
He said
ago.
something famous. He said, "Never lost."
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, they have
Five and 0. Well, UConn's 5-0 in championship games. So this will be our 6th title.
That's impressive.
And then this tournament, UConn's starting 5. So who do you want to stop here? If your game plan is, who do you want? Like, you know what?
I mean, Kling.
Let's put the brakes. Okay.
They want to get Klingon in foul trouble.
But
That's the idea.
everybody scores.
No, I
And
get that.
Castle's the best NBA prospect.
Yes.
No, but don't
He's
you
a
think?
freshman.
Newton's going to go.
Don't you
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that the recipe for Purdue is this? Is that we are nearing the under 12 timeout and Klingon picks up his 2nd foul.
So
And
lame.
I-
It's on the board.
And,
It's definitely
yeah,
on the
and I'm
board.
not saying
want to do.
right. I'm
Yes.
saying if you're Purdue, even if there are
Absolutely.
some empty possessions early, you are. I think the goal has to be to not only play through Edey, but drive at Klingon and see if you, because he's going to be under so much pressure to defend Edey.
Yeah.
And then if all of a sudden he has to defend softer, that's when Edey can really take advantage. Like that's just what I think.
is.
Because UConn is clearly the better team. You're right about
It's an
that.
odd refereeing
I know.
assignment. Like, you got to think, like, 2 big guys, like, let them play a little bit.
I agree.